officials testify on Capitol Hill and directly contradict the president. Listen to this.
Your military advisor did not tell you, no, we should just keep 2,500 troops.
No one said that to me that I can recall.
I recommended that we maintain 2,500 troops in Afghanistan.
Remain consistent throughout that we should keep a steady state of 2,500, and it could bounce up to 3,500, maybe something like that.
Dr. Rebecca Grant, national security and military analyst, joins me now to break down what happened during the hearing yesterday. Dr. Grant, thanks for being here. I have to ask you, would things in your estimation have been different if the president listened to the advice of the generals, as we just heard, with them recommending and advising keeping 2,500 on the ground?
Yes, and probably the Taliban wouldn't be in control of Kabul and Afghanistan. But don't forget, Jillian, President Biden made this decision way back in April. He said he wanted to turn it over to the diplomats, and we didn't need American boots on the ground. We're hearing from all three commanders and Secretary Austin that that was a really bad decision, and those three are the ones telling the truth.
So what happens now, though? Because you have a president who is saying, no, I was never advised that, at least that I recall, but you have these generals testifying that that is their belief and that they did express that in their estimation that the president knew that. So how do we get answers now? Because that is a distinct difference between what you have the president saying and the generals are saying, and that's a problem.
Yes, and it's really scary because, first of all, the three of them, their stories match. They're testifying to Congress. We know they're telling the truth. But what scares me is that Secretary Austin, General Milley, General McKenzie in the theater, all three of them together couldn't talk sense into this White House. And that scares me because what happens with the next crisis when it's China, Taiwan, Iran, something like that? Will President Biden's team listen to his military commanders the next time? Clearly, he did not listen this time, and it was a tragic outcome.
A lot of people are calling for some of these top military generals to be fired or relieved of their duties. Where do you stand on this?
Well, I'd like to see somebody fired, or I'd like to see somebody step up and say, we made mistakes. I think Secretary Blinken is one who should go. As for General Milley, he has not covered himself in glory. I think at this point, he's not been a very effective chairman. Look, his job was to back up General McKenzie and say that we do need forces in Afghanistan back in the summer. And his job was to convince President Biden and make that stick. And there, he failed. And at this point, he's not a very effective chairman.
Senator Joni Ernst yesterday asked a number of questions. Yes or no answers is what she was looking for. And she had asked General Milley if we're less safe now. And he said yes. So that doesn't make Americans feel comfortable, I'm sure, and feel safer here at home. And those who went overseas and fought this 20-year war for us, how are they supposed to feel when you hear something like that?
And President Biden's excuse is that there are terrorists and al-Qaeda all over the world in different spots. That's true. But don't forget, Jillian, the reason we went to Afghanistan was to make sure it would not be a safe harbor for terrorists. Instead, President Biden didn't listen to his military advisors, and Afghanistan is now a magnet for terrorist groups. It's a fail.
So with that in mind, as you say, it being a magnet for terrorists now, Dr. Grant, I don't even want to think about, another attack happening here on our homeland. But if we were up against something, do you have confidence in this administration and President Biden to be able to successfully lead us through it from what you've seen so far?
I have great confidence in our military. Our work in Afghanistan did yield good results. We're better at finding and squashing out terrorism. But confidence in this White House, no, they're going to have to prove again that they're able to make those tough military decisions. They certainly made the wrong decision here. I wish they'd admit their mistakes and move on. But no, I'm pretty worried about this national security team.
Okay. Dr. Rebecca Grant, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Todd.